Hi, welcome to this PGR video. So we're going to be talking about what does PGR do objectively better than WuWa. There are plenty of things that I want to see WuWa change, in many ways, but I think WuWa is doing so well so far. There are just some things that PGR is doing better, and yeah, that's what I'd like to see. So we're going to be talking over the stamina systems, the resources, like the amount of resources we get from both games, and endgame modes, a little bit about this gacha, and some gameplay stuff. So yeah, I think PGR is a really fun game. I might do another video of it, like just saying if it's worth to play in 2024 and all that, but otherwise enjoy this video. Okay, so stamina. Why is stamina important? We need resources. Resources are important. In Wuthering Waves, resources kind of pretty lacking. You need a lot of coins, you need a lot of skill mats, you need echo exp, so much shit to max your character, right? Now what will alleviate that is actually some more stamina. As you can see here at the top right corner, it's gonna be like, hey, why is it only 160? Well, that's because I'm gonna be talking about what's gonna happen in dailies. So when you first log in, you actually get a 60, which is really cool. And you go into your top up section. I'm not telling you to actually top up with real money here. This is free. You get another 60. Weekly, you get a 30 and some other shit. And then there's actually one more thing in dailies, which is another 60. So that's 180 on top of the 160, which is 340, which is a fuck ton. By the way, the how to get that daily is to go into your guild and do this thing. That's besides the point. 340 energy. That is a fuck ton. Obviously, two different games, two different types of ways to get resources. PGR has events to get resources mainly in. And Wuthering Waves, you just get it through farming in the nodes. But regardless, more energy equals more playtime and more resources. I would like more playtime in Wuthering Waves just because it's a really fun game. PGR is actually really short just because you kind of just press the auto button and auto clear it eventually in the, in the events. So, oh well. But regardless, I want to see more energy, not to the extent of PGR. We don't need 340. I just want to see every single day to have that one crystal wave plate or whatever that gold thing is called, and then it might expire every 2 weeks or might be permanent. I prefer permanent, obviously, so we can grind out the next character that we want to. That way more players will actually stick to the game and do their dailies a little bit more and actually be slightly more addicted to the game and trap you into the game. Realistically, we all know what gacha games are and what they do trap you in the game. So, but again, it's a lot better for us to have one more 60 wave plate energy, I think, because that's basically one more run of Tested Field or a weekly boss, or maybe 1.5 runs of, the other stuff, which is the skill mats and so on and so forth. That could actually change like how fast we progress into the game. That could also change how fast we level eventually. And yeah, I think it's really good to do. I'm just asking for one, not three, one, okay? Just one. On topic of resources, that is my next section, so we're gonna be going there now. Okay, so like I talked about in the last segment about resources, Wuthering Waves needs a lot more resources to gain from. I'm not saying to make everything cheaper and I want an over influx of resources, but just a little bit more where it's a little bit easier to try to build your character instead of this strenuous grind of trying to build your character. Again, when you make things too easy, people get disinterested. But if you make things too hard, people get disinterested. You need a good balance, right? But I think something to not push it over, you might just need to have one more endgame, resettable endgame mode. So right now in Wuthering Waves, you have the Tower Adversity, you have Realm, and then you also have the holograms. But the holograms are not resettable. So the issue with the holograms not being resettable is once those resources have been taken, they're all gone forever, right? One, I guess, good thing is that means you can do hologram at any time. But again, I want those resources to be a limited thing so people can actually keep playing the game, and then once they play the game, they get more resources, get more powerful characters, and then do and repeat. They'll actually make people more addicted, per se. So just like PGR, where it has Pain Cage, where it has Warzone, where it has this weird Clash, I think, Clash something, and then has Norman. If you do all those modes, you get more resources to make your characters even more powerful, you actually get more rolls and everything like that. So if you do that for Wuthering Waves, that means more people will keep playing Wuthering Waves and have more fun in the combat as well. And once you make things more fun with the combat, they'll like to build more characters, release more characters, better, blah, blah, blah. But all this comes back to resources. You need events that give you more resources. Wuthering Waves is already doing events. PGR is doing many events. They're both doing really good events. But I want to see Wuthering Waves to have more endgame events that give more resources in terms of resetability and you wanting to keep playing the game. I think Wuthering Waves should be aiming for a mainstay game, not a side game. I did say before that gacha games are really side games, but I think Wuthering Waves has potential to feel like more of a main game just because of, one, their ecosystem, right? Their ecosystem makes longevity for their game, makes people want to grind for it just to get the main stat they want, and then also getting the echo exp of it is like the grind bit, right? So that's what makes me keep coming back every day, kind of. But if you leave it just like that, people are gonna get bored. So again, all this comes back to the amount of resources you have. Progression is good. If you feel like you're progressing, you'll want to progress even further. But once you stop at that point to progress, then it feels bad. So if you also reach the holograms, it feels like you're progressing through the game because you're completing the holograms per se, right? Or let's say Tower of Adversity. Yes, I finally completed it fully, like I did like last week. I completed it fully and I was so happy. If you keep making players feel like that, they'll keep coming back to the game. I ramble a little bit, but again, resources, very, very, very important. I actually also overlapped my next section, which is the endgame bit, but that's fine. So we'll just go to the section after that. Okay, so, Gacha. I'm gonna be going over more serious tone, I'm gonna be ranting, because both systems I do not like too much. So, let's base it on the facts so far, okay? PGR, way more free-to-play friendly. That's 100% sure, because 60 for a character, 30 at 80% for a weapon, and it is 20 pulls for 100% for the cub, which is a little thing that gives you a buff, right? It gives you substats and some buffs. Okay, great, amazing. 110 pulls. Now, Wuthering Waves, we'll just say it's gonna be at 160 if you don't fail pity. If you do, 240, right? Now, PGR has 2 ranking game modes, okay? Now, ranking game modes in gacha games is a whale fest, okay? If you cannot handle ranking game modes in terms of like, you cannot handle losing, don't play PGR, alright? Do not. Because what's gonna happen is, you're gonna want to have the optimal build, which is normally the low investment build, the dolphin build, will be getting the character twice, getting 2 weapon resonances, which is basically pulling like a weapon 3 times, and then getting the cup. In total, that would be, let's say, 210 and then 230. So 60, 60, 30, 30, 30, and then 20. That's gonna be 230. 230 pulls to have an optimal. And that's also not it's impossible to fail the weapon, okay? It's possible to fail if you get 3 weapons, okay? Impossible. So, optimal character, that's a little bit more predatory. I'll go on a rant when I talk about PGR later on. But Wuthering Waves at the moment is gonna be at 240 for max, right? I want that to be lowered. What if you just make Wuthering Waves be 100 pulls for a character and 100%? That'll make it be 180. Okay? Now, don't boo me because I said that I wanted to be 100% at 100, okay? Shut the fuck up. They need to earn money, okay? Now, the good way to earn money, and the good way for the free-to-play to actually get stuff, is going to be a 100% banner. So you're basically buying the character with the currency you have. Sure, you might get a discount by pulling them earlier. They still need to earn money. That's all I'm going to say. Alright? Now, that's really what I want to say for Gacha. Gacha is a predatory system. Especially PGR and Honkai Impact 3. Those 2 games, oh, and Epic 7. Those 3 games that have PvP or any PvP gacha game, I dislike in terms of for the gacha, because all it becomes is a whale fest. Wuthering Waves is good because it doesn't have that yet. Well, I hope it doesn't have that ever, more like. But yeah, sorry for the bad tone, but Gacha in PGR is not as good as people think. Nowhere near as good as people think. For free-to-play, it might be. For the free-to-play, it might be a godsend. But for anyone that likes being competitive or try-hard, it is probably the worst nightmare to play a Honkai Impact 3rd, an Epic 7, or a Punishing Grey Raven. It is not good. Okay, let's keep going through the other sections. Okay, I totally forgot about this, but I want WuWa to have skins, okay? Skins are a good way to earn money, alright? That's for one. For two, for all the players that wants to be a free-to-play or don't want to, like, spend money on the gacha because they think it's too predatory, some of them might actually like to pay for skins, which means more money for Kuro. And skins are a good way to, you know, help the company out. I think skins are really cool to buy as well because you get more skill effects, you get to see your favorite characters in different outfits, and it doesn't even have to be loot or anything, okay? It doesn't have to be a Snowbreak, alright? I love Snowbreak, by the way. It does not have to be a Snowbreak. Obviously, Bianca here kind of looks a little bit more risque, but there's like a character like Alicia. This is a free skin, by the way, and it looks awesome, alright? Looks so cool. I really like it. I don't know about her as a character too much, but the skin and her look looks awesome. I already like her base outfit, okay? How she looks already on her base outfit, but this makes her look so much better. It's sick, okay? WuWa needs skins, alright? WuWa has to have skins. Please have skins, and I want some free skins as well. Free skins are awesome as well. Like, Selena here, my favorite skin. I didn't really like this one, so I didn't buy it. But I love this one. This one's so cool, okay? Skill effects. Particle effects. Boom, neuros go brrr. And also, look how pretty she looks, look! Okay? Alright, anyways. That's enough about my passion rant. I just want skins and Wuthering Waves. It'll be good for them. They'll earn money. People that don't want to spend on gacha might spend on skins, which means more money for them as well. So, yeah, that's all I really want to say. Off to the next section! Okay, so gameplay. It's not too much to be said about here, because I think both games are very different in terms of their combat. In terms of the feel of the combat, in terms of just pretty much like what you focus on in the combat for both games. So what I feel about PGR is actually it's more a combo-based game. So in terms of that, what I mean is you're trying to be doing the most optimal DPS combos ever for every single fight almost. The only thing I can think of that you don't really do that is maybe some events and Norman, right? Now Wuthering Waves is more based on how well can you fight a boss and how well can you optimize your combos against a boss, which is different because you're not going to be optimizing your combos for DPS. Instead, you're going to be doing combos in terms of what the boss does, so reacting to the boss. Obviously, Wuthering Waves will have its own game modes that allow you to do as much damage as possible with the DPS that at hand, right? So animation cancels and everything are still in Wuthering Waves, just some of them are more punishable than Punishing Grey Raven, which is weird. But yeah, so basically these two games are comparing apples to oranges. They're both fruits. They don't really, like, you can't really measure them too much. One of them has more particles than the other, which is what happens when a game runs for long enough, as known for Honkai Impact 3rd. But yeah, no, they're not really the same game. They're just not the same combat. You cannot objectively say one of them is better than the other. You can have in your opinion which one you like better than the other, but in terms of just being objective, one of them is just more focused on optimal DPS, the other one is focused on what is the boss doing, right? So yeah, no, there's nothing really much to be said there. If you think one of them is better than the other, sure, that's fine. My opinion is they're both really good, but they're both focused on two separate things. So yeah, that's really it for this one. And we'll go on to our last section. Okay, so music. As you've been hearing throughout the whole video, I've been playing PGR music. I love PGR music. My god, it's probably my favorite thing about this game, which is kind of sad. But music emphasizes how you play the game, music emphasizes the story, music emphasizes everything within a, you know, a consumer basis type thing, right? Even videos, music emphasizes something, right? I love the music of this game. Wuthering Waves doesn't really have amazing music, I want to say. It does have good music, does not have memorable music, alright? I think I like 1.1 a lot for the music. 1.0 has memorable music. It's bossing, it's login theme and stuff like that, but it's no PGR, okay? The songs in PGR is so cool. Like the one you're hearing at the moment, my god. Isla's tune, amazing. So cool. Vanguard Sound does a really good job. This is my like tiny clip of like Wuthering Waves. I want to hear this. This is what I want to hear, okay? You might not even be hearing my voice anymore. This is what I want to hear within a game, alright? But that's literally it. That's all I want to say for this. I want music, and I'll be wrapping up this video. I really want this music. It's very, very loud, but that's the whole point. All right? Okay, cool. Okay, let's wrap up the video and get through all the points. So, the stamina system, that's what I want it to be fixed the most, because once we get more stamina, just a little bit more stamina, we get more resources, but also the resources from events will be really, really cool. A resettable hologram will be sick. That means another endgame mode, just like PGR, with there's plenty of endgame modes. And then also it's Gacha. I don't want it to be like PGR. PGR's Gacha actually isn't as good as people think. It is still really good for a free-to-play, not very good for a ranker. But there is no ranking in this game, so what I propose is actually 100% on 100 pulls on the character banner, meaning it's 180 pulls instead, right? Instead of the 240 if you fail, which sucks ass. Gameplay, nothing needs to be changed. I really like the gameplay from both games. Nothing needs to be changed at all, so fight me if you wish. And then the music, just like this song, amazing. I want Wuthering Waves to have memorable music like this, so I'm hoping for 1.2, 1.3, 1.4 to have amazing music, okay? So, if you like the video, like, subscribe, so on and so forth, and if you want to fight with me, comments down below. Much appreciated. And yeah, I'm really liking making these videos so much. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. See you later.